This in your top stories this hour. March is expected to flood central Durban and Project Pedisa a success. Good morning. Thousands of people are expected to march through central Durban this morning to mark the Global Day of Action on Climate Change. Organizer Desmond Dazar says the march is meant to remind negotiators at the COP17 United Nations Climate Change Conference in Durban of the need to reach a fair deal on tackling global warming. The marchers will pause at the entrance to the Durban International Conference Centre, where statements by participating organizations are to be handed to United Nations Climate Chief Christiana Figueres. Former National Police Commissioner Jackie Salibi has until tomorrow evening to report to the Johannesburg prison, also known as Sun City, to start his 15-year sentence. He has been admitted to the Jacaranda Hospital in Pretoria. Salibi collapsed at his home yesterday after the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein dismissed his corruption conviction appeal. His condition has been described as serious but stable. Earlier, the Justice Department said Salibi had to pay the state back for all his legal fees. The department says in a pre-trial agreement with the state, Salibi agreed to pay back all the costs if he lost the case. Former ANC Member of Parliament and author of a book on the South African multi-billion rand arms deal, Andrew Feinstein, says he is keen to give evidence before the newly established Commission of Inquiry into the deal. Feinstein, who had resigned from Parliament 10 years ago and now lives in the UK, is in the country to promote his latest book on the global arms trade. He says he is concerned that if the protection of state information should become law in its current form, people like him may be prevented from using evidence which is classified as confidential.
So given that some of those documents or information from some of those documents would form part of my evidence to the Commission, it's a matter of great import to me to know whether, if this legislation becomes law, if it would affect the proceedings of the Commission.
Northwest Police have confirmed that an initiate has died at an illegal initiation school in the province. The initiate died at the Rietkrail farm in the Leeudoringstad area. A 60-year-old man has also been arrested for the alleged botched circumcision of more than 50 initiates in the Mahikeng area. Other initiation schools have been closed down following a number of complaints from parents and guardians. Some of the initiates have been admitted to the Mahikeng Provincial Hospital. The police's Tulani Ngubani explains.
Can confirm that in the area of Leeudoringstad, a 21-year-old boy died in an illegal initiation school. Also in the area of Mahikeng, there were 56 initiates in another illegal initiation, and that school as well was closed down.
A week-long conference in Pretoria between the SANDF and the United States government has revealed the success of Project Pedisa, a clinical research program focusing on the treatment of soldiers that HIV/AIDS has affected. Many soldiers locally, as well as their HIV-positive colleagues deployed on peacekeeping missions, have benefited from the project. Pedisa, meaning to save lives in Setswana, is a partnership between the SANDF and the US in which antiretroviral therapy is given to South African soldiers and their families with HIV/AIDS, while research is conducted on the disease. Dr. Cliff Lane is from the USA's Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
I think we've done several things. Number one, we obviously have gotten a large number of soldiers and their families on treatment with antiretrovirals, and those drugs, without question, prolong life, increase health. We have trained many individuals within the South African military system how to conduct clinical research and how to care for patients with HIV infection. And third, we've been able to actually ask questions and answer the questions that are relevant not just here in South Africa, but on a global basis. So we think it's been very successful.
Your top story at 7 o'clock. Thousands of people are expected to march through central Durban this morning to mark the Global Day of Action on Climate Change. For more on these and other stories, go to the SABC News website, www.sabc.co.za/news. I'll be back with more news at 7:30.